Hey, what is going on, guys? So today we are 51 weeks down, and I'm super excited to share with you some tips that I have been able to do and use to be able to get more cash back with my Amazon automated store. And so I want to get into that, but real quick, I'm going to show you what we did this past, 51 weeks that we've been in this automated Amazon store. So real quick, I'm going to show you what we have done so far. Yeah. Well, doesn't look like it wants to focus this time. There we go. All right. So what that said was that we have sold a total of 1,152 items with a whopping 237 items returned. We have made $90,825 in total sales from the time we got started and 72 cents. And our average sales per order item is $78.84. So from last week, it hasn't grown that much. Like I said, what my team's been doing is they've been growing my store very slow at this current time because I'm still trying to get funding before we scale all the way up. And so I told them to just, have it just be, our items still growing, but I don't want a whole bunch of sales because I can't fund up to 30 or 50,000 a month. And so this month this week, I'll just show you that real quick. This week we've done a whopping, oh my goodness, it's not working. Hold on, I'm gonna turn off that light. Maybe it'll work. All right, this week we've done a whopping $768 in the past 7 days. So as you can tell, that's not a whole lot. It's like very, very little. But for this month, I just got my report today. Supposedly it was sent out a while ago, but I didn't notice until today. And so I paid that and I looked at my report. And so the month prior, we did about 5% because the background software that we use for the automation service is literally doing everything for us, making sure our profit margins are where they're supposed to be. That went down for a while. And so we lost a little bit of our profits due to the fact that the software thought it was one price, where in reality, our vendor company was selling it for another price. And so when it went out the door, it was a little higher than anticipated. So we did about 5% last month. And this month we did right around 7%. It was like high 6.9%. And so with a total of like $6,000 in sales, which is not a lot. I mean, we've done a lot more a couple months ago. We still made right around $400 in profits. And so that is good to know, because as we grow and as we progress, we want to be closer and closer to that 10% profit margin. And the reason why is because if we grow up to 100,000 per month store and we're only making 3 or 4% and profit margins, that's only 3 or 4,000. And then we'd have to put out 100,000 each month to be able to fund our store. And so that would not be worth it to scale up to that rate without having the proper profit margins. And so with all that being said, I'm glad, they're taking it slow. For me personally, right now we're just waiting on quite a bit of money to come in so that we can get a couple things in order, like our rental house that we have up on the market. We have to do some fixes before we actually rent it out. The second thing is being able to transition our funding from personal credit cards to business credit cards so that it's not putting a big dent in my personal credit, which I think is very, very important for most of you to look into that and to also do that as well. It's very important to have your business over here and then your personal stuff over here, just so if you want to apply for things like we're trying to get a fifth wheel and a truck potentially, right? We want to be able to get those things, and you can't if it looks like you have a high debt to income ratio. And so that's why I'm trying to do that. That's why we've slowed down the progression of the store. But within the next month or so, we should ramp that up more. And then I will be starting up another business, which is really, really cool. And you guys will find out more about that shortly. But with all that being said, what I am excited about is that we were using Be Frugal before, right? And so we were using Be Frugal, and what Be Frugal does is it gives you some cash back. Now, since the pandemic hit and everything hit for that, they stopped doing cash back for everyone using their services. And so what that did was I lost a bunch of cash back rewards from items. I didn't realize that for like a month or two. Why? Because I wasn't actively looking at it. I probably should have been, but I changed my cash back, I guess, service that I'm using to another company called Earny. Earny, you do have to pay for it to get the max amount of cash back, but it's like 40 bucks or 35 bucks a year or something very low. And with the 42 items that we have sold, I would show you it, but I got my actual items on there. I made back $86.11. Now that is huge, because when we sell 42 items, and normally we're doing right around 100 to 300 items per month, then you can see how much more we're going to make. 150 per roughly 100 items, right? And then you do that for 300, that's 450 bucks a month just on cash back rewards. And so that's pretty significant if you add that into the amount that you're making. And so if you guys haven't done it yet, I encourage you to look at Earny, see if your virtual assistant can actually use that and allow that to make more money back for you. And so that is what I'm most excited about for this week in the automation store that I have, that I bought into. But it's still profitable. And so that's the biggest thing I want to stress, is that some people may be like, oh, well, you made a horrible decision, or, oh, well, you made the best decision ever. You almost made $100,000 in sales this year, which I'm going to show you the year to date. So we did a total 90,000 year to date. From January until now, we've done this much. I'm going to turn off this light so you can see. $74,810 in sales. So that is very, very significant for me, because I haven't sold that much in any venture that I've done ever in my life. And so with that, I'm going to jump into how many items we have, which it keeps growing, and it keeps making me smile, because I know all it takes is like 5% of those items to hit buy box, and we are ramped up to like a huge amount of sales every single month. So our total items is 874, right? That is amazing. We're almost at 1,000 items on our store. Absolutely insane, but it's very good because we're really close by that year mark. Our active items that we have is 581 active items. So we could sell potentially we could sell one of each of those items, and we'd make a lot of income for whichever month that is. But even if we get 1 to 2% of those items selling, we would still make quite a bit, because if those hit buy box, you ramp up your sales like 5 to 10 times more, and you're selling a lot more items, you're getting a lot more customers, and you're making a whole lot more profit. So with all that being said, I am super pumped. I'm super excited. I'm glad we're still growing, even though my team has worked with me with my issues that I've had, which is funding. And I know a lot of you guys, if you get started, funding may be an issue that you run into. And if I can help in any way, I definitely will try my best to be able to help you guys out, because that is one thing I like to do, is overcome different problems that may come up in any business. And so for Amazon automation, the biggest thing is funding, and you have to have a game plan mapped out so that you can accomplish whatever struggles or things that may come up, like a pandemic, and you have to figure out how you're going to get through it and how you're going to come out on the other side successful. And so with all that being said, guys, we have not grown that much from the last week, but we made $86 in cash back, and that just pumps me up. We are up like 100 or more items from last week, so that also pumps me up, and we're just continuously growing. I can't wait till that money comes in and we can just skyrocket this store and show you guys how much we can truly make with this automation service that I bought into. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all your support, all the subscribers, and all the love and likes that you guys give. If you liked the video, definitely drop a like down below. It will help other people see the video, just like you. You know, to get it out to more people, we have to get more likes. If you think someone else will find value from it, share it, because it makes me smile like I am right now. As always, let's go out there. Let's revive our lives together. Let's get